Business Advisors in 2018 and serves as a managing member of the firm. Steve has been actively engaged in MA activities in a wide variety of industries for the last 18 years and has developed specific products to assist clients in growing their profitability and enterprise value. His specialty is working with established private companies in the lower middle market with annual revenues from a mere 1 to 50 million. Prior to founding his own firm in 2005, Steve spent 25 years as a senior executive in the hospitality management business, working with 2 Fortune 25 companies. During this time, Steve distinguished himself as an exceptional business development and leadership professional. Perennial appointed as member of the Chairman's Club. This led to his appointment to lead the formation of a common platform used to manage customer relationships globally. Born and raised in California, we won't hold that against you, because we won't ask him to school. Stephen paid his own way through college, beginning at the University of North Carolina and culminating at High Point University. As a lifelong learner, Stephen has completed executive training with Six Sigma, Greenbelt, Xerox, PSS, Caris Negotiation, Miller Hyman, and several others. Today, he is recognized as a business evaluation expert in the hospitality industry. Stephen has served in public office as an elected member of the Board of Education and continues to serve his community. He is active in the local chamber, his church, various other civic organizations, and give it up for our fearless leader who will be speaking to us about owner freedom, the most rare aspect of value creation.
Hey, I wanted to give you a preview.
There goes. Awesome.
So maybe next month we'll have copies here?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Outstanding. Well, I'm going to talk to you guys today about owner freedom. So we spend a lot of time in our company helping people grow value and helping them achieve what their objectives are for their particular business, right? And the value that a business produces is really fungible, meaning you can change it over time. You really can grow it. And when you get to the point that you want to exit, there's no real one number that says your business is worth X. It's a value that is on range, right? So the biggest question we get all the time is, well, how do we go from wherever we are to the high end of the range? Because we do illustrate for folks what is the range of value for the particular business that you're in. And the one thing that we have seen over and over again is the hardest thing to achieve is owner freedom in your business. And we have seen that consistently it is comprised from some various things. So I want to give you guys the insider secret today and talk to you a little bit about that. And hopefully this will inform you on how you can be making moves in your business that will ultimately make your business at the highest potential valuation that it can be. Fair enough? Outstanding. Owner freedom. What does owner freedom mean? Any comments about that? Yes, sir.
Probably building your business up to a certain extent to where you can delegate like all the responsibilities you had, and so it can just kind of run itself without you having to oversee everything all the time.
Yeah, excellent. Other thoughts? Yes.
Going on a vacation and really being on vacation.
Oh, yeah, actually being on vacation, not thinking about your business while you're there, right? Yes.
I think of the term boundaries, and that's from experience and first decade in business going on vacation, but always being on call constantly. So the boundaries between what it means to be working and what it means to be taking family time.
Excellent. Yes.
The ability to choose who you want to work with and who you don't.
The ability
That's
to
a true
be a
story
choice.
there. That's a true story.
The ability to be a choice. Yeah. That's a common driver of people going into business too, right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to give you 3 simple ones as well, and I think most of these you guys have covered. But it really means that the company itself is not dependent upon you, right? As the owner, not dependent upon you. The company literally can operate without you. Also means that the business owner is not responsible for daily activities in the business, right? How can you go on vacation and leave things B, if there is some component of the organization missing when you're gone, right? And then the owner, of course, has that freedom to be away, and be away without worry, without concern, right? Be able to do those things. So does that give us kind of a basis? We're all on the same page in terms of owner freedom? How many would like owner freedom in their business? Yeah, don't we all strive for that? Right? How many feel like you have it today? Yeah, very rare, very, very rare. So, this is the dream that we all have as owners, isn't it? I want to build this thing so we can go away. I want to give you an example this morning. Have any of you heard of the company Xiaomi? It's a Chinese company. They make cell phones. They are actually the largest cell phone manufacturer in the world. They have just opened a new factory. This factory has no humans in it. 0 humans. They have automated the production of cell phones from raw materials to finished product. No humans. Their factory has no restrooms. Their factories have no break rooms, right? They don't have to worry about any of the OSHA laws about width of rows and things of that nature. They can be very densely packed. There are no lights in the factory. There is no heating and air conditioning in the factory. They do have an air filtration system, so they have a very sophisticated air filtration system to keep particulate at a very, very low level, right? The factory operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Take a guess what their output is. How many phones per hour do you think they produce?
200.
Very low.
1,000.
1,000. Much more.
I'd say
It's like
20,000
10.
maybe.
They actually produce one phone every second.
Oh my God.
Every second, one finished package phone comes off the line. Right? Now, do you think the owner has freedom in that facility? Kind of an interesting, I think it's kind of the extreme, right? But we as owners always dream about that. So, I want to give you a specific step-by-step process that will help you get there from where you are today, okay? We have seen this over and over again, and we call it the 8 steps of building value. And the ultimate value is when you have this complete owner freedom. So, the first step is get your financials in order, right? What do we worry about the most?
Cash flow.
Money.
Cash flow.
Can we make payroll? Right? Can we take enough out to meet our own obligations as owners, right? Get your money right. That means daily updates, making sure you get your information in, doing weekly summaries, getting your monthly financials done, actually reconciling your basic bank accounts and credit card accounts and various accounts on a monthly basis, right? Manage things, you've heard me speak before, manage things on a trailing 12-month basis, so you're always cognizant of what happened a year ago, and it gives you some ability to kind of look in the future if your business has some seasonality, which most of ours do, okay? And then file on time, right? Don't have the worry or let your accountants, seduce you into doing extensions. Have all your stuff together, get it done so you can file on time, right? Get your financials in order. This is the number one thing, the number one flaw that we see in businesses that we operate in. It is the foundation of the operation of your business. If you don't get this right, everything else is harder. Start with this. Second, focus on multiple sources of income. Multiple sources of income. Writing a book could be a good gateway to multiple sources of income. So even in your own business, if you clean people's homes, there might be multiple ways to create income in your business, right? We help people buy and sell companies, but we've also created a couple of other sources of income along that line as well, right? Look at your own business. Some of it might be bundling your products together. Some of it might be offering other services in addition to your products, right? One of the things I put on here that is becoming more and more important in today's world is data. Being able to monetize the data in your company. We're working with a company that cuts down trees for a living, does basically storm cleanup. You know what their number one source of revenue is? Data. Data, not the work they do, cutting down trees. Data, number one source of revenue. Interesting. We're getting into a time where I think that's gonna continue to grow and grow and grow. And the other thing, the fastest growing thing is IP, intellectual property, right? You and your business have things that you can trademark, that you can copyright, that potentially you can patent, right? Explore those things. It's another way to improve the value of your company and create potentially additional sources of income. Eliminate dependency. This is more a problem than it is really an additor to value. It's always a subtractor from value. If your business is dependent on specific customers, that's a problem, right? If you lose a customer and the customer represents more than 10% of your revenue, what happens to your business? You take a hit, right? You take a significant body blow. Look at your suppliers the same way. Think about your suppliers, right? If you're dependent on a supplier, you know, if you're selling Budweiser beer, that's probably a good thing. But there are very, very few companies that are, you know, a licensed distributorship where you don't have any choice in a supplier. But take a look at that, right? And make sure you always have additional suppliers available to you. And then finally, employees. Look at your employees. If you're dependent on employees doing specific things, make sure you've got the ability to share that work so that if you lose one, you don't lose all the output that that particular job produces. Be different. Be different. As an organization, differentiation, as Richard talked to us before, you know, write a book. Now all of a sudden he's setting himself apart. How many remodeling contractors do you think there are in the St. Louis metro area?
3.
One.
One, but I know that there's probably Google's probably got a list of a lot of them, right? Yeah, set yourself apart, be different. Right? You think Richard's book's gonna make him different?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's already plenty different the way that.
He
Yes.
is.
That's true.
The amazing, the beautiful thing is we get to learn from Richard. He keeps
That's
differentiating himself and notching up, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right.
Stand out. We're all freaks, right? We're all business owners. Stand out. Don't be afraid to stand out and be different in that regard. Make an impression. Literally be irreplaceable. So differentiation is a big thing. Have a repeatable system. Have you guys ever heard these words, my pleasure? There's a chicken chain that credits their whole growth of their entire organization on these 2 words. Right? They have systematized customer service to a point that people will wait in line to buy the product. Build a brand. Once you have some of these things in place and you can repeat that delivery consistently, now you can begin to build that brand, right? You begin to create a clear identity for your business. You begin to be consistent in terms of your imaging and the way you approach the marketplace. And people begin to recognize you when they see your logo, right? And know what you do. And begin to think of you in terms of, you know, if I'm gonna have my kitchen remodel, I'm thinking of Richard. I'm not thinking of anybody else, right? You become synonymous with the work that you do in that regard. And design your culture, okay? As business owners, this is one of our unique responsibilities, right? So what is the culture in your organization? What do you think the one word is that most companies that feel they have a successful culture would use to describe their culture? Dan?
Values?
Well, values are incorporated in that, right? But what I'm getting at is one particular word that generally the employees will use if they're in a culture that is very strong and conducive.
Engagement.
Engagement's also part of what happens, right? They become engaged.
Congruency.
Congruency is that as well, right? They're all in agreement in the way they get things done.
Trust.
Trust is definitely part of that. They trust each other.
Collaboration.
Collaboration is also part of that. They're willing to work together.
Community?
Community is definitely part of that. The word I'm looking for is family. You go out and survey employees, they talk about, they treat me like family. They treat me like family, meaning they truly care about me, right? We may not always like each other, but we work together, and we do come together, right? And we enjoy our meals together, we do our work together. I would invite you to think about your company, though, as building a team. Really think about making a high-performance team, right? And sometimes that involves free agency. So, you do all these things, and I guarantee, can you see that if all these things are in place in your business as an owner, would you necessarily need to be there every day? I think if you do these things, you can enjoy your freedom. Pretty rare. Yes, sir.
You know, I stepped out for a moment, and I don't know if this was included in your list, but the other thing that really helps managers or leaders have that freedom is to really have good systems and processes in place that ensure that things are getting done in a consistent way without them having to be there to monitor it all the time.
That was step 5,
Yeah, okay.
repeatable system.
I love it. A note taker. Yes, sir.
Would you please go back 2 slides? I just wanted to see, I didn't get all of 6 now. Thank you so
Brand,
much.
build a brand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
last 2 things.
This
What
is
was 8? I didn't see 8.
There wasn't, that was free.
8 is the order for
Oh,
you.
okay.
You take each of those 7 steps, I guarantee you're gonna be in that, in that place. Yeah.
Of financial work.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I have a recommendation for you. This is great stuff. You should write a book.
Hey, you have the outline right there.
There it
Yeah,
is.
seriously.
And I need some collaborators to help me.
That's 8 chapters and you're done.
8 chapters.
Yes.
Steve, what I think is, and first, absolutely second that, the thing that I think is interesting, this is what comes back again and again in your presentations. So you told an interesting story. You led with this example of this Chinese company. And so I think a whole book full of those stories, those, you know, now I come from a culture of case studies. That's how I learned what I do, case studies. And in business school also, the Harvard method is case study method. And so examples like that, showing here's the expression of it, here's how it's done, here's how they put it into concrete form. I think, yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement
Yeah,
very much.
No, we should.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Chief, for reading.